Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how I like to remove hand-tied beaded weft hair extensions. So first off, you want to start off with your first or your top row. You want to section off all the hair that's above it and secure it completely away. Then I take these Velcro grippers just to grip all the small little baby hairs so that way none of her natural hair is going to get cut. Then I'm going in with my small hair extension scissors and I'm going to be cutting off all of the thread that combines the hair extensions to the actual beaded track. You want to be super careful during this process because for the most part, the string that is going to be used is going to match their natural hair pretty closely. So you want to make sure that you're really taking your time and really just cutting the things that are only string. You also want to make sure that you're not cutting the top of the weft, especially if they're hand-tied extensions, because if for some reason you do cut the actual weft, it will start to unravel and the hair will essentially be ruined. So I recommend, if you're trying to take out your own extensions at home, to honestly have somebody else help you. That way they actually know what they're cutting. That way they aren't cutting any of your natural hair. Once the extension is completely removed, you're going to go in with your pliers, and I'm going to essentially just open up the beads and slide them right on out of the hair. So you can use like little pliers if you'd like to and like kink the bead open, but these are nice because they essentially just pop open the bead and it's super quick and easy. Once you follow this step through all of the beads, you'll notice that there's going to be kind of like some previous hair that's kind of like stuck in there that you have to kind of brush out, because we typically lose about 75 to 100 hair strands per day, and the hair that has naturally been shed, it sticks in the beads, so you do have to comb out like that hair that's been shed. So it's not hair loss, it's not hair damage, it's nothing like that, it's just shedding. So you can see I'm just going in here with my comb and getting rid of all of that excess hair. This step is really important. I feel like I'll see some stylists that will, they won't exactly do this, they'll just kind of move up the beads. But honestly, the hair that's stuck in the beads needs to be removed. That's going to keep their scalp the healthiest and just keep their extensions looking as good as they can. Then I'm just going to take down this hair from the top, and I'm essentially just going to section off where her bottom row sits. One thing to remember is the bottom row, since gravity hangs on it more, it's going to feel like it grows out quicker than like the top row does. So don't be alarmed if you feel like you have more regrowth on the bottom. I'm going to use my little Velcro grippers again just to get all those little fine little baby hairs. Then once again, you're going to go in with your scissors. Don't use anything big for this, just because you want to make sure that you have something super fine and that cuts really nice and easy. This process is exactly the same as the top row, just once again make sure that you're only cutting the actual string. And one thing that helps a lot, so if you're maintaining your own hair extensions at home, make sure to be properly brushing your hair at least twice a day to avoid getting too many tangles or like matting underneath the weft. My girl did a good job. This is kind of what like a healthy girl looks like. Of course it looks, I don't want to say a little rough, but like a little rough because it's like it's been grown out. We typically go every 8 weeks between move-up appointments, and so you do have quite a bit of regrowth at that point. So I'm just using my little pliers and going in and removing those beads. And you can like reuse your beads, just slide them up if you don't have time to do a full move up or something like that, but I prefer to use fresh beads every time. That way everything will always be like fresh and secure, and I don't have to worry about anything like that. You do always want to reassure your client that when you are brushing through the hair at the ends and they're seeing like the hair come out, reassure them that that is just natural. It's nothing that they've done wrong and it's nothing abnormal. It's just natural shedding. So it may look like a lot of hair, but it's really not. So one thing you can tell if your hair extensions have been damaging your hair is like you'll get thin spots, or you'll have a lot of pain with them. That's a big sign of damage. And you'll notice that when the hair's removed, the hairs have a lot of like little follicles at the top. So you want to make sure that you're taking really good care of your extensions. After I do any kind of removal, I do always recommend trimming up their hair, or even if you're going to do a move up, I would at least like surface trim their hair. That way their own hair is remaining healthy, because the goal is when you're taking your extensions out, you don't want your own hair to be shredded. With her hair, when we put the extensions in, we honestly didn't even have to like do any thinning, texturizing, anything like that. I pretty much just like to match the density so that way you don't have to cut very much of their hair. But in this, we're just going off, we took off about an inch of her hair. I'm just going in and surface trimming because she is moving states and so she can't wear her hair extensions anymore. But we're just going in, cleaning up all of her ends, making them look nice and like thicker, and just removing all that previous damage. You do want to make sure that you are always surface trimming your clients, because extensions tend to have a more silky, more sleek looking texture. And if your own hair has a lot of split ends to it, it's going to feel pretty noticeable where your hair is and where your extensions are. So make sure that you're always surface trimming your hair and keeping up with like cutting your own hair. Even though you do have extensions, it's not an excuse to like neglect your own hair. So we're just going in, I'm cleaning up her face framing we're kind of growing that out, but just so it's nice and healthy. Then I'm going in and adding some soft, long layers. This will also help to snag any of those damaged pieces as well, just to kind of help those feel nice and soft. And I do recommend using slide cutting layers to add layers into fine hair so that way it blends really seamlessly. So I hope you enjoyed this extension removal tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Have a great day.